Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to enable slow mode for the sanity of my moderators, and I'm not sure how to do that. I'm looking. Oh, I don't mind doing it now. Um, I just can't see it. Is it still an option? Also, I just enabled ads. I'm not sure if it's going to be if it's a huge interruption to the stream. Then let me know and I'll turn it off. I'd rather the stream be watchable than be super annoying. Um, okay, I can't figure out how to enable slow mode to the chat, so I think I'm just gonna keep going. But luckily, you can hear me this time. I feel so bad about last live stream that you couldn't hear me at all for 45 minutes. So we're starting the game up now. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so this is loud. Oh, it's loud. Oh, loud. That peaked your mics or your speakers. I know it did. Um, it is still loud. Oh, Jesus. That woke me up. Yeah, if you didn't know, I had some bad news. Last week my mom passed away, pretty much during the live stream. So if the live stream seems low energy or off in some way, that would be why. I'm doing this with a somewhat heavy heart, but show must go on, I guess. So let's see. I guess we'll just start, and this is going to be super loud. I'm going to take this down. Let's try 70%. And if it's still loud, we'll go down from there. Okay, so this is Strange Antiquities. It's a sequel to a game called Strange Horticulture. And I think it's basically the same game as Strange Horticulture in that you inherit a shop full of strange and magical things, none of which are labeled. And people come into your shop with problems, and you give them something off your shelf once you identify it that will help them with their problem. And that's pretty much the whole game, is just you reading through a book and trying to identify the stuff on your shelves. There's more to it than that, of course, but it may be a little bit slow-paced, slower than what you're used to, but we'll see. May not be for everybody. As a thaumaturgist's apprentice, there is a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it is important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. Ah, I see. Yeah, you inherit the shop. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop. Strange Antiquities in my hands. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. Is it still too loud for you? Because it's pretty loud for me. Yes, it's still loud. I will fix that. Thank you, Dan. I love you too. Let's try 50. Okay, now the biggest downside to this game, and I'm just gonna say it, is that there is a cat. I am not a cat person. I don't like cats. They don't like me. So I will not be petting the cat. In fact, I will be making the cat as uncomfortable as possible in the hopes that it will go away. Let's see here. I know it wants me to ring the bell. It's pinging the bell. Do I know where I can watch riffing on Judge Freddy and Demolition Man? I do not. Judge Dredd, I think you mean. I don't think I ever did a riff with Judge and Demolition Man. Ah, that is still loud. Criminy. I have been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenlast and must leave at once. Dude, that is a fake mustache and beard. That looks so fake. I am leaving the shop in your care with some reluctance, I might add. Make use of my reference materials. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. If in doubt, study it carefully. And remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked doors, drawers, or cupboards. In fact, safest not to touch anything at all. In fact, why do I open the shop at all? I'm taking down to 25, baby. The Thaumaturge and his fake beard and mustache. Okay, now as I recall, there's some way to travel. And maybe there's no way to travel yet. Because there is one thing I want to do. I don't think there's a way to travel yet. So I just gotta start serving customers. Congratulations! Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. That's me. I'm a man of two loves, fresh mountain air, and a little white dog called Hamish. See, he's a dog person. I knew I liked him. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. If you'd be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. Okay, so this is the thing. We got all this stuff on the shelves, and we don't know what any of them are. And we gotta find what a hunter's boon is and give it to him. And to do that, we have to open our book. It's a hunter's boon. Hunter's boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. Oh, and it's worth noting that even though this book tells you what the hunter's boon is, there is not a picture of it. So I doubt this is a picture of the hunter's boon. They are made for trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. So we have... That's true, the bone necklace is there. Trophies taken from slain beasts. That's true. So we have things like this, which looks like a cookie. But we do have this, which is a fang. Color and comparison. Yellowy brown is yellowy white color. Sense of touch. It gives me a sensation of power. So if it's a trophy, I'm guessing there's nothing else here that looks like a trophy. We're gonna try this. And we are correct. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. Yeah. Book content discovered. Neat. That's ominous. I didn't tell him how much I wanted for it. I wanted $49.95 for that. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, is what my father used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters gone. Creeping dark is set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. Sure thing. Let me look at that for you. You'd have paid $3.50. A shadow hold, or Oshadic vessel, is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or a bottle or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an Oshadic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like poison from a wound. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher. That should be easy enough to identify. And it looks like that. But, let me look around here. I'm pretty sure if it's got the engraving on it, it's gonna be this. The item is a container of some kind. And he gave me pages for my book. There's an auto-labeling option in the settings, which I have enabled already. Because I'm too lazy to do it myself. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember seeing anything like it. Not a good day to be the sort who believes in omens. A letter for you. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the Shin. In the boatyard last night, okay? In the boatyard. How do I get to the boatyard? I want to get to the boatyard. Ah, that's where I put my letters. You shift to bring the magnifying glass. Okay. All thermic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be absorbed by placing an object over a thermic lens. These fields are not... So it's magic as fields. Okay, neat. I don't think I need this here. Oh, that's weird. Still can't travel yet, or if there is, I haven't found the way to do it. I want an Ossic ring. Ossic. That's a pleasing word on the tongue, Mr. Freeman. Can do. These somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Korkin, but the practice fell out of favor as belief waned. They are hard to come across now, but they are occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say they can hear Cochrane's unearthly hiss when they hold an Ossic ring up to their ear. Two snakes facing each other, but they're one. Somewhat macabre. Keep vermin at bay, and then hear snake hissing. Scent and sound. I have nothing to remark. Okay, may not be that one. Let's try this one. A soft sound like a serpent's whisper emanates from within. That's the one. Should I be giving this to you? Ah, well. Should there be a waiting period? We are blazing. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they get their talons into, and they'll kill if necessary. I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there, and I'd like to know what. A voice of Cernunnos might help put me at ease, or it might do the opposite. Ooh, this looks demonic. The name Voice of Cernunnos is used to refer to any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Cernunnos is the pagan god of forest and nature, typically depicted as a man with the antlers of a stag, and often wearing or holding a torque. And I'm guessing this is a torque. The necklace. An uneven texture. I'm gonna go with this. I learned what a torque is. Closed and the day. I'm not going to read everything for you guys, so you'll just have to keep up. Besides, I'm guessing this will all make more sense in its entirety once I get more days filled in. This is just kind of a... It's a story that builds over time. Ah. I have to build this with my mouse. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Use the arrow keys or WASD to navigate your shop. I know I'm missing something. Where is the traveling? Ah, weights. Can I move this? Yes. Ah. We'll put those back there. And that is locked. I'll tell you what, I'm going to move some of the identified stuff away. Yeah, let's get this out of the way here. Can't open that. Shadow hold. Okay, so that's the identified junk. In Strange Horticulture, the game previous to this, it made more sense to organize the plants. It was all plants before. It made more sense to organize them by color or type, like mushrooms or whatever, but I can't think of any system to navigate to organize them right now. Oh, well, that's just perfect. Under mere fizzling the fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of the bed. These ravens have got under my skin is all. Please do let Eli know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. Okay. You know we got a peek. Oh. Sorry. Oh, we got symbols. Thank you, Sebastian. Very much appreciated. Got a lot of symbols. Ah, this is good. Okay, books. Put the books there. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horn shackle might be the answer. Well, let's see. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are commonly totems of some kind. An example of an elaborate horned shackle. Horns. Pendants that are totems of some kind. Polished. This is a totem. But it could be a horned owl. I am overcome by a warm, loving emotion. Could be that. Hard and somewhat rough. That's not smooth. Okay. Textured, pointy. I have nothing to remark. This part feels smooth. It's rough and pitted. How much will you give me for this? It does have horns. And I guess it does make more sense than an owl. I'm torn. What do you think? Owl or goat? If that is a goat, I don't know what it is. Could it be the skull on the bottom? Yes. The substance flakes off and leaves a mark on my fingertip. That can't be it. That doesn't look right. That's right. Ooh. There's this. That's got horns. I missed that. The microphone was in the way. Ridged. It doesn't say smooth. This part is smooth. I have a strong sense of being watched. That doesn't sound right. I'm gonna go with this. Score. I was lucky there. I could have been anyone. The cat was surprised by the bell. Good. Go away. Go away. Go away. At least the weather's looking a little bit better out there today. Yes. You might be interested to hear that my plow overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours. For the right price, of course. Well, I can't go to the farm. I don't know how. Ah! That's how. Alright, let's go, there's one thing I know. One thing was spoiled for me, and there's only one. Is that Strange Horticulture is in the game, and you can go there. And if you go there, you get an item. I know that. So, 2. This curious plant shop on the edge of town is a quiet haven away from the bustle of the center. Ordinarily, I'd be delighted to while away some time there, but I have important work to do. And yet, an hour later, I find myself leaving the shop with a potted palliance and a weight off my shoulders. Free plant. I am not petting the cat, Dan. If I pet the cat, it will only encourage it to stay there. I stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. Ew. Okay, so here's where we explore a little bit. So Strange Antiquities is 29. This could be the wine merchant, or this could be the wine merchant. Or it could be that. if it's next door, I'm going to interpret that as meaning literally to the next door. The proprietor, Mrs. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explain from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, we'll take the lot out of them here, would you? Take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff. Let's put the totem here. Bottle here. And we'll get rid of this. Yeah. That's good. If we can keep traveling, I'll keep exploring. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Where's the boatyard is 8. 7, 8. The yard has seen better days. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. You must be from Strange Antiquities, he says with a smile. He takes me into the dilapidated office where 2 metal buckets collect drips of brown water and a thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of browned papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. Apparently, as an afterthought and somewhat reluctantly, he gives me something else as I'm leaving. I have no use for it, he says. Don't even know what it's for. Ah, a pagan totem. I have a shelf for that. There was an archive desk here somewhere. Where was the archive in my... I can't remember what it was. Hang on. Oh, a folder. It was a folder. Right. Folder. Come to the farm and it's yours. Royston. John Royston's farm. Royston Farm, 30. Yeah. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be worth the money. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. We're just running around all over town today. An escaped prisoner ran northwest? Northwest. So from the old jail, then? Is there any other prison? I don't see one. So 10 northwest. That would be the first building he came to. Yup. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame of my lantern does little to pierce its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all, when suddenly and unexpectedly I discover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop for further study and a warm drink. Okay. Let's put that here. It's a good bookshelf stopper there. Bookend, that's rather. And I'm done exploring. Ah, Jupiter, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. I guess Jupiter is the cat. Yep. I wonder if you can help me. I'm visiting my grandma later and I wanted to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town out on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get there as often as I'd like. I thought maybe a moon heart would bring her some comfort. Oh, what now? Ooh, I don't know if I can help you. She said a moon heart? Uh-oh. That's not in my magic book. Moonheart. Selenic totem. Aha, you got tricky on me, game. These carved totems, more commonly known as moonhearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy, then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes, often associated with the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. I think we already found it. I think we found it. Because it has a crescent shape on the ridge of its head there. See that? Right there. And I don't see anything else that looks moon-ish. Except maybe that, but I don't think so. That looks like a nautilus shell or something like that. Oh, this is moony. Bottom right, you say? Moon? Bottom left, I think. This is moony. I have nothing to remark. Double check this. Imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy, and then helps. Okay, so if you hold it, it gives you a feeling, which is good. I think it's the owl. I'm gonna go with the owl. Final answer. The owl is associated with the night. It bears a crescent shape. Yeah. Put this away. A friend of mine, or a former friend I should say, has been stealing jewelry from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? Need to make a choice here. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. Alright, so do I go the light side route or the dark side route? I'm guessing there's 2. I'm guessing that's the option here. Binding Seed or Zia? I guess we'll find out. Binding Seed. These items are made of 2 distinct materials representing the Mentic and the Wixic, the mind and the body. The winding path of the mind is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. It is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. Or the Zia. Worn about the neck to place them closer to the heart, these innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. Zias are made of any single material except wood or clay. They typically have no symbol or other writings upon their surface. Okay, do we want fear and paranoia? Or guilt and shame? I think fear and paranoia is going to get somebody killed. 2 distinct materials. Spiral encompassing a body. So you want fear and paranoia. Two distinct materials. But my heart feels lighter, it says. That's not good. We want to feel guilt and shame. There is a darkness to it, as if it holds untold fears inside. Fears. Bronze and iron. I like this one. I'm not sure about you guys. This one has 3 elements to it, so I don't think that's it. Spiral pendant top right. This one? Or this one? I don't like how this makes me feel. I don't like how it makes me feel. Stone and dark wood. Bronze. I don't think that's it. I think you may have something here with this one. It has a spiral. Yeah. It was the binding seed, okay. It features a spiral surrounding a seed. Alright. They found a man just now in the house where all them ravens were. Wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheet white, but his eyes were going to give me nightmares. All black they were, like a doll's eyes. Like he weren't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sedberg, and I'll be taking a libula to see us safely through. Hey, that's your business, pal. No picture. Nothing. Libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbology, as the old thaumaturges know well. An imbuement of wisdom. I think that's key. Let's see if we can find the symbol for wisdom. Wisdom. Okay, that's wisdom. Piece of bread there. Okay, piece of bread. Jeez. Aha! Wisdom. I'm gonna go with this. Shot in the dark. Final answer. Whew. No wrong answers yet. Okay, this part of the game is annoying. Trying to move the mouse the way it wants. What do you want from me? Okay, that's the only clue I'm given, huh? It's a map clue. It's a building of some kind, but which one? I don't know. It kind of looks like 5. If you turn it around, like if you rotate it. But not, I guess not really. At the bottom, you say? Oh, here, maybe? No, I don't see how that's... Princess Street. Oh. Oh. That one? I don't think so. Well, maybe. Yep, that was it. There's a narrow gap between the two small houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I manage to work it loose, and when it finally comes free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snaps open. Good afternoon, no morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francesca Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you've heard about Mr. Hungerford. It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful an evocant will have some effect. Evocant. These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart according to a popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely a pound. Stone items. And weigh a pound. Nope. 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 Let's see. It's stone. They're all too heavy. That's bronze. That's stone. That's a pound. Best shot we've had so far. Sorry, I had to mod someone there. Okay. I had a quiet chat with Edmund Bishop in the Guilty Rem last night. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. You can tell he's worried, which has me worried too. I know it's not much, but I'd like a shield charm all the same. Tree Fitty. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have small effect. I know Shadow Spirit or Wandering Shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Such charms make use of the art of symbology. Okay, so there's this, which has symbols on it. Let's see what kind of symbol that is. It's 2 squares. Protection. That's the one. That was easy. Yes, keep sleeping, cat. Don't bother me. I said go to sleep. Something I wanted to show you. I don't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Okay. All right. I'll play your little game. Okay, there's a church there. Looks like a church with a little lake and a building next to the lake right there. Yeah. I must have taken a wrong turning. This isn't where I was meant to come. Oh, I took morale penalty there. Where was I meant to go then? For High Green Church. Okay, is there any other churches? Or was I meant to go here? Or here? There's a lake here. A lake here. A church and some trees. And a building right there. Oh, there's a church here. And a building here. That could be it. Undermere Church. Ferryman Way, somebody says. Airman Way. Could it be that? I want to go here. Whew. Shed is actually a wooden summer house that looks out over the pond, but it's clear it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in a mottled green cloak. I find what I'm looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye. As I reach for it, I notice there is another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. We are out of shelf space here, so we're going to start moving stuff over. So there's a symbol of protection on my desk. Eli's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from the Hungerford house where I've been helping Dr. Robertson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. I did find a shattered Oshadic vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of. And the ravens, very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. Don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleaston Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shine any light on their behavior. But first I would like a vestiger, whatever this is. We don't want it spreading. Oh, whatever this is, we don't want it spreading. Okay, then. A vestiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Was there anything else? So I guess we just try everything? Woo. Woo. That was cool. Oh, that's neat. I can move the candle too. I could have just moved the candle around all the stuff, but yeah. A key. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. I'll play your game, you rogue. Lock house. So 7. Wherever that is. 7. And Keystone Manor. I was buried behind lock and key. Behind, you say. Okay, behind could mean a lot of things. Do you think north or do you think south? Because this is connected to both these two. This is not connected to any of them. And it's, I would say this is behind. Yes. A large flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved ones of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days and suddenly everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or two. Okay. So are you going to run the shop then, or am I going to be stuck running? Okay, I'll just run the shop then. I'm not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? Huh? Banish inner demons and make the changes stick this time. I don't know. Banish inner demons. Demon. We already did that one. Mind. They can sometimes want things you've already discovered. That's true. That's a gamble, though. It's a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. Okay, where did I put that then? Binding C. Oh, that's what she's got. She's already got one. You're in luck, Miss. I just found this gun. Maybe the goat again. What did we say that was? Horn Shackle. Overcome personal demons. You're right. You're right. Good call. I didn't think they'd double back on me and do something I'd already picked. Interesting. The Evocant didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but he is deep in some kind of trance and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. That sounds like fun. The 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thaumic disciplines. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Over time and repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle, as though the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to seep out. Ooh. 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is it. There's 6 points on this. Although this is protection. What is that symbol? Insanity? Is that what it is? Is that insanity? That's insanity. Protection from insanity? There's 6 points on both of these, and they're both good. I'm gonna go with this. There's also 6 points to the pink crystal looking thing, you say. There's also 6 points to this. Okay. All right. Oh, there's a plant here. Hang on. That's just a plant. That's just nothing. Okay. I want it here. But there. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but I was already old when I inherited it, and its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. Silent breath. There are those that consider the white heart a prize to be claimed, but there is no glory to be had from killing such a noble guardian of the forest. The silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Small token taken from a living white stag. This could be it. Wood. That's not a stag. I thought that was like an antler or something like that. A white hare. A hare, though. Just from a white stag. Silent breath contains a small token of a white stag. Seems to make the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Yep. Go away. Pay me my money. I've always wanted to try a dataless link. Is that like a VR thing? I guess not. I have a personal interest in the celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem the safest way to approach it. Let me see if I can hook you up here. A dataless link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they may point to some facet of flight, a feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. This flies. But it doesn't match any of the other criteria here. The feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Let's see. Feathers. It has a smell like a rotten egg. I think that's not it. Don't know what I was expecting there. Surprisingly light in weight. The leafy thing on the left. It weighs a half pound. And it floats. I mean, there is that. It just... That's hard to overlook, the fact that it actually is actively floating. Floaty rock feels too obvious. Yeah, I tend to agree. But other than the wings... Like this winged pendant here, and this winged pendant here, I don't see anything else that it could even point to. I'm gonna go with the rock. No. That hurt. That was demoralizing, whatever that means. Is the feather pot light, you say? I have nothing to remark. No. Or at least it weighs more than half a pound. It weighs less than half a pound. Bird motif has a connection to flight. Using my scales, I confirm it is very lightweight. Well, it isn't. It looks small, but I don't know. Surprisingly lightweight? I don't know. I don't know if I was surprised by how light it was. It's pretty small, but I don't know. The ravens are back, I see. Look like it's going to get worse this time. After speaking to Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Gleeson Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the South Tower and the master bedroom. And run anything you find by me first, of course. Here's something to get you started. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down the end and go through the door on the left. There's a small path. Ooh. Another map. Oh boy. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door on the left. Walk past the main staircase and turn. I'm bad with these. I'm bad with directions, so let's see. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door on the left. Here? Or here? Here. The plinth is not hard to spot in the corner of the room next to a small writing desk. A glass jar houses the objects mentioned in Edmund's note. As I gather the item and turn to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book on the desk. The author's name is of particular interest. I pick it up and find Edmund on my way out, who encouraged me to take it with me. I insist on paying for it at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Gemstones and their thaumic properties. Okay, so that's marked off. There's little zodiac symbols all over the place here. There's a button here. Ooh, secret. A moon. The moon changes. I don't know where this goes. That one's a simple enough design. I see. Aha, this is what I thought. Okay, so is there anything that looks like that shape? Should be fairly obvious, don't you think? I don't know. I can't rotate this at all. At least I don't think I can. I just don't see any buildings that are that big. Of course, it could be. Yoink. A portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room, and I start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I'm about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of drawers. This could be something. I'm gonna move this down to the drawer here, my drawer of maps. Not sure about this fog today. It's an eerie atmosphere out there, especially with those damn ravens back again. It's usually fierce black dogs I have to worry about, not big black birds. Better off inside, I reckon. The triangle has intrigued me ever since I first heard about it as a young boy. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? I know you'll have at least heard of it, but did you know this? I calculated the exact center point and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What's more, there's a certain energy about it, not entirely welcoming either. I wonder if you might take a look for yourself. The triangle. Calculated the exact center point and there's a clearing there. Uh-huh. There's trees here. Triangle. There's even a triangle highlighted on the map. Sure enough, as I approach the center of the curious triangular copse at the heart of Heathwood, I come across a clearing. A tree that has been split in twain stands in the center. Sunlight breaks through and I take a deep breath of cleansing pine and earth. Almost immediately, I am struck by a sense of ominous power, and my intuition tells me there is something unusual here at the heart of the wood. I examine the broken tree and notice some strange markings carved into the trunk. Heart beating faster, I spot something else embedded in the wood. 3 pendants! As if I needed more junk. It's been many years since I've performed the Rite of the Red Knives, but I can still remember every step. I'll do it one more time before I die, if only I could get my hands on an Orford Spire. I tried that place in Arnside and they sent me here. Do I want you to commit the Rite of the Red Knives? That sounds like a murder ritual, bro. During the Rite of the Red Knives, an Orford Spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 nights and 9 days. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat. It's got little horns poking up from the bucket, or the cauldron, rather. Orford Spire. Fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 nights and 9 days. Okay, so the blood has nothing to do with it. There's a lot of things with horns poking up. Like this. But it hasn't been used for the ritual yet. If it hasn't been covered in blood yet, that's what it's waiting for. This is... it looks like this. It looks pointy. Not round. It doesn't look like the crescent moon. Maybe it has been used before, says Dully Vampire. It has an energy about it. And it does look like it's been covered in blood. What's the symbol for vitality, you say? Vitality. I know what the symbol for urine is. I must have missed it. I don't see vitality. least not that word. Life. Life is infinity. Strength, perhaps. Okay, it's got like an eyeball on it. I think the submerged in blood is the big clue. I think that's it. Yep. Yeah, I thought it hadn't been used before. I thought that was a trick. I need to go away for a few days again. The Order of the Black Veil will have the information I'm looking for. They seek to understand the world beyond death, drinking an elixir that sinks them into a deep trance. If I'm right, they may be able to shed some light on these events. The only problem is I burned that bridge long ago. Could you hand me that Guise of Lillian? It won't be the first time I've used one to get around their hatred of me. Could you point to it? Could you maybe just use your hand and... Alright. I already forgot what it's called. Guise of Lillian. Okay. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognized. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. The remains of bygone creatures that have used thaumaturgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones to trilobites, ammonites, and devil's toenails. A Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power. There's one thing that looks like it's got a little trilobite in it, and it's this. I notice a slight out-of-body feeling, like my hands belong to someone else. I think it's this. Go away, boss. Hello. Oh, is that a cat? No, it's not a cat. Oh, you're blind. Okay. I do hope I'm in the right place. My daughter told me about a shop that specializes in unusual items. Yes, we sell sex toys, yes. My life's joy has always been painting. Without that in life, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss. I know that I will never see again, but if there's anything in your collection that might help me paint again. I feel a little foolish for asking. It seems such a small thing, but to me it means everything. Ooh, we have a choice. An Ares remnant or a spirit eye. I'm guessing one of these is the dark side here. Let's see. These objects induce a form of synesthesia, where colors and tones, light and shadow, can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low-light conditions, such as miners. The gemstones in an Ares remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. That totally looks like a ram to me. Those 4 points, that's a ram if ever I saw one. Gemstones in an Ares. Is that the Ares remnant? This one? I have nothing to remark. I think this is the Ares remnant. But let's look up the spirit eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing is more than superstition. It is not exactly clear what they do show, another layer beneath the visible world perhaps, a layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. So if we give her the spirit eye, that will send this blind woman into seeing things that they should not normally see. I'm going to label this as the Ares Remnant, because... Well, actually, what was it called? Ares Remnant? Because I want to give her the spirit eye. I want to show her things that should not be seen. It'll give her superpower. She's blind. So it's... Her sight beyond sight will be a superpower. Unfortunately, this is the much harder one to discover. Opposing symbols inscribed upon them. This one has opposing symbols and has a lot of symbols inscribed upon it. In fact, it has like too many. In fact, this one is insanity and protection. This one has two things on it. I already can't remember what the symbols were. Triangle with a down arrow and the lady symbol that's upside down. That looks like a lady symbol. Triangle with things beneath it. Cold. Okay, that's the symbol for cold. It's not quite that. It's got another plus over it. Oh, it is phosphorus, isn't it? Which way is the triangle pointing? It's pointing down. No, it's cold. This may have a ton of conflicting symbols on it. I can't tell. Because I can't remember. That. Okay, the top one is thunder. I saw that. There's a crosshairs on it. What's the crosshairs? Looks like fog. There's a branch. Wind. This is all weather related. I think it has like all the weather symbols on it. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot think of anything that has conflicting symbols on it. Could the spirit eye be the huge green eye? I mean, yes. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. I have nothing to remark. You think it's the pendant with just the two symbols on it? It mentions fear. Maybe it has that symbol. Worth a look. I don't know. Fear is a triangle with little hashes on it. Yeah, let's see. This has symbols on it. Moon and... yeah. I don't see anything with the fear symbol on it. There's moon and the square with the hashes in it. Let's see. Silver. Witch sign. Withered flesh, grim. All the different weathers are meant to oppose each other. What is this one? Rain. I just think this is a weather amulet. I don't think it's the spirit eye. I could just give her the other thing. That would be the easy thing to do. And there is the obvious eye. I don't know. I want to disturb the old blind lady. I'm gonna go with this. Has opposing symbols heat and cold. Slade Forrester was right. Good luck. Whoops. Sorry, I'm with you. These ravens have done for 3 more poor buggers. 2 of them up at Calgarth and another fella, fisherman. People are getting a bit panicky around here. Nothing natural about folk turning up with eyes all black like that. Now there's fog, too. With the nights drawing in and me working late, I refuse to walk down Holbrook Road without so much as a lantern. I had something nice and bright in mind. Sunbond. A sunbond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly, and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. Wood, that's a precious metal. That's gold. I don't like that one. bronze. That's non-precious, I suppose. An orange gemstone. Oh, yeah, you're right. Housing a gemstone of light. What gemstone was this again? An orange gemstone. Topaz? Vivianite. That this was a clue. Malachite, the fourth eye, stone of sight. That was a clue. Amber, sunstone, fire and light, heat and life. It's gotta be this. I like this one. Next! Bend your ear to the trees. Hold your palm out to the wind. Wait, I know this one. The ravens can feel it, can you? Something is stirring. I will need a Holgen Grim in the coming days. Of course, you gotta have one of those. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament is to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth, to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Alright. Worn, you say. These eerie creations are worn. Rituals relating to death and the afterlife. Mask. Fills me with a sense of foreboding. Okay, the thing does have horns. And this gemstone is dark blue-green. Vivianite? A stone of death and decay. It grows on iron coffins and waterlogged corpses. Sounds charming. Not sure I should be giving you this, but you seem nice enough. The mask is an eerie item that can be worn. Whew, that was quite a day. We deranged an old blind lady. That's a good day. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Which stairs, though? The grand stairs or these stairs? Let's assume it was these stairs. This would come up here, go left, then left again. Second on the right. Yes! This bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in, but more importantly, they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. Let's put it with the other hand. I can never get any peace in my house. Where am I to find Where am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore. Besides, I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. I think we have this. An anvil can be used to dampen sound. They can even be used to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. I think we got it. Or do we? I can't examine this. Fact that is reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses. It has a strong odor, and when I shake it, it rattles. Sounds are muffled in its presence. That's the one. Snake, you must be the thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. Speaking of the past, my eye's been aching again lately. That can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elva stone if you have one. Elva stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. Elvis stones. The planetary metal used in these designs. It has an ethereal quality to it. Stone. Check the symbols book. Selenic of the moon. This is moonish. This is moonish too. Moonstone, Selenic. Moonstone. No! That was disappointing. So you think it's this? Okay. You were a tricky one, my friend. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. Okay, he's going to give me encyclopedia entries. The fisherman they found yesterday had been up at Wyatt Beck, so I'm going to see if I can find anything out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on and let someone else deal it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else. But here we are, and here I am. They'd all do it wrong anyway. Bye. I'm wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty, though. Someone told me that I need a Cussack purifier and that this is the place to get one. A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets, perhaps submerged in the liquid left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Oops, I dropped something. Dang it. Topaz, eh? Picked the wrong way. Pale yellow. What does the plus symbol mean? Could mean a lot of things. Vinegar. Vinegar. I think that's it. Take this potion. Drink it all. I've been working on something you might find interesting. Did you know that nobody knows who built Strange Antiquities? I just work here, lady. I don't care who built it. It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere, according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's slow work, but I made a bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I have learned they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths. I was told not to mess with it, lady. Archive key. Horn Shackle Evocant. And then a moon something. And then a moon something or other. Moon something or other? They all lit up. Thank you, Lord Gillian. Or Gillian. I don't think it did anything. Horn Shackle, Evocant, and then a moon something. Moonstone Guardian? For the banishment of Hob Sphere and Noctic Sight. These tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Form of a comforting guardian. Moon something or other. Writing is dense than spiders, so it's not easy to decipher. Alcove key. Moon something? Had a moon on it. Cussick Purifier, Selenic Totem. Aha! Aha! Thank you, Cinnamon Beard. Thank you very much. Is that everything? We got some mugs. Take ye candle. You cannot take ye candle. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. I've tried St. John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. Hearing charm. Well, I want to get rid of this plant. It's not... I thought it'd be of some use. It is not. Hearing charm. A simple trinket that amplifies sounds. They are known to take the form of animals known for their hearing. Bat? Perhaps? Every sound has become both louder and clearer. Bat. That was an easy day. But I had help. Oh, geez, this thing. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. Maiden in the tower points the way. Okay, do we see any towers? Galfrey's Tower, 22. Which is 23, 22. Maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. So should I visit the tower first, or what? I climbed the narrow winding stair to the top of the tower and am rewarded with views across Lake Undermere. I am not alone in the tower. Standing in the center of the circular pattern is a statue of a young woman, the maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east across the rooftops of Undermere and beyond. Points due east. 21. Mossy wood. That's the only trees to the east. I find what I'm looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I look around half expecting to see someone, but there's nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lifted by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rush of wind through the treetops. I bet it's worth a fortune. Go to sleep. I command it. I walked up the beck a mile or so in the cold and wet yesterday and found a section with a handful of dead fish with floating in it. Belly up and blackened they were. Not sure what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm on my way to Calgarth Hall now. I spoke to Dr. Robertson earlier, and she said the two women they found there are still in the same state as the others, in a trance, and eyes all black. Before I go, Anna Bryant asked me to drop this off. Right, Anna, her. Totally. When we were kids, we used to explore an abandoned house on the lakefront. We'd take a boat out to the northern tip of Antwiler Island and row across from there. You know the one I'm talking about. Second from the left in the row of 4. I found myself outside its door 3 days ago, and I went inside for old time's sake. I wish I hadn't. It was always had an ominous feel to it. It has taken me the last 3 days to summon the courage to write this letter, but I think it's better you see for yourself what's out there. Okay. Northern tip of Antwiler Island, and row across from there. Second from the left in the row of 4. This one? It highlights 2 of them. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I was expecting to find. Anna's letter was quite vague after all, but I wasn't prepared for this. In an alcove of the house, peering out through loose mortar and crumbling brick, is a macabre shrine of sorts. The skull of a stag is mounted above the opening. Its antlers smeared with a dark red substance, and melted candles pool out onto the wooden floor on either side. In the center of the altar there is a small iron chest rusted and fused to the floor. It is clear that it has been here for a long time. I do not see any hinge or keyhole or any way of opening it at all. But after a while, I noticed an inscription that says simply, "I open to the voice." I thought voice might be here. Thank you, Slade. I open to the voice. That is cryptic. Voice of Cernunnos. It could be something with the word voice in the title here. I open to the voice. I think it's worth a shot. Could it be that easy? It is. The chest opens to reveal a golden totem. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here or why, but it doesn't look like they're coming back for it anytime soon. Neko. Let's put the 2 stones of the moon here. I apologize if this inquisition is an imposition to your disposition. It is not my intention to bring to your attention a matter of contention. I have an inclination to perform an incantation of flirtation. For your part, a leaden heart of Thaumagarde. Whoops, I closed the book by accident. These items depict the god Cernunnos in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to a core of lead hidden by a mere modest exterior. They are said to kindle romantic interest and sometimes given as wedding gifts. Sometimes heavier than they look. Let me look up Cernunnos. I have Cernunnos. Snake. Or a stag. Okay. Okay, that's heavier than I expected. Still heavier than I expected. Still heavier than I expected. Alright. Oh, you're not Eli. I'm returning an item he asked me to repair. The mechanism was mangled, but I've replaced all the springs and given it a clean. Good as new. No, I think this is a thing. No, I don't want to do that. I want to look at... the black gemstone. Ah! I don't think we know enough yet to mess with this. I have been pressing the gemstone, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Oh, now that's interesting there. There's also this. Am I good? I'm good. On curses. A short book. It wasn't my intention to leave you unattended for so long, but I'm afraid I'm going to need to rely on you for a little longer. Well, I'm going to need some overtime. The Order of the Black Veil seemed more concerned by the ravens than the black-eyed state of Mr. Hungerford was found in. They said it would take a very powerful force indeed to upset them like that. Unfortunately, they either weren't able or weren't willing to talk any further on the subject. I was hoping to avoid it, but I must go to Oxford and the Bodleian Library. I will be gone for a few days at least, perhaps longer, but you seem to be handling yourself well here. I do not see eye to eye with the head of collections at the Bodleian, but I do know that he takes an interest in horticulture. I will take him a Scythian charm to smooth things over between us. Whoops, wrong book. Older Scythian charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. No two are identical. They are used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They change with the weather, usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while it is raining. Warm and tingly to the touch? Warm and vibrating with energy. That was easy. Yeah. Have fun with your Sith charm. I'm at a loss with these patients. They aren't responding to anything I've tried so far, and I haven't been able to find anything in the literature that fits their symptoms. I'm finding that they become violent if they aren't restrained and are always trying to leave. If nothing else, Dranthium tea from a mindful mether might get a moment of lucidity out of them, but if you've got any ideas, then I'm all ears. A restful mether might get a moment of lucidity out of them. Or we could do with a witch's finger. The mether is thaumaturge's linked to the inner mind. A hot tea made from the Dranthium plant is drunk from them, taking on different properties depending on the type of mether. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state and bypass the rushing clutter of consciousness, promoting clarity of thought. And it shows a mug. Witch's finger. Witch's fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. It did cure some. I think this is the restful mether, judging from the book entry. It's a simple mug with 3 handles, at least 3 that you can see. But I do kind of want to give him the witch's finger. See, it's if you've got any ideas, then I'm all ears, she says. This has got to be witch's finger. It makes me feel uneasy. I don't like it. From the sounds of it, she thinks the mether won't cure him. Yes, Manny, I agree. I'm gonna go with the fingers. No! That is not the fingers. High Green Church, home of the witch. High Green Church. Four. The church is old and the roof is in need of repairs. Moss and lichen add splashes of color to the otherwise gray exterior. I wander around to the back of the church where an old yew tree stands. Its gnarled branches scratch gently against faded gravestones in the breeze. The pastor strays into my moment of quiet reflection and imparts some local lore. The tree is known as the Witch of High Green Church, and there are those who believe it to have unnatural powers. While the tree lives, the witch's fingers cut from its limbs are alleged to provide healing through pain. So I didn't get any? Where am I supposed to go? You have a tree branch. Oh, the witch. It has the symbol for witchcraft on it. I'm going to hell. I'm so going to hell. I feel bad now. But not bad enough to stop. I am closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise. That's a tower. Closest to the sunset, so furthest west, you figure? Could it be that easy? Hang on, I heard something. What the hell was that? Was that Thaco? Could it be on your house map, though? Yeah. Mars in winter, rising in summer. Note the compass. Well, there's a compass rose here. Oh. Note the compass. Oh, it's north is that way. So this? It is a tower. Or is it this? This is furthest west, I would think. Andy was right. The view from the tower is quite beautiful, but it's what I find inside that catches my attention. In the middle of the room is an unlocked wooden chest, and within that, not one, but two smaller wooden chests, along with a cryptic scrap of paper. boxes up there. Produces a diurnal field. As if I didn't have enough on my plate right now, my sister Bonnie's been acting strange lately. She never ever got over the death of her father. She always blamed Mr. Potter for his role in it, and now with all this happening, she's got it in her head that he's behind it somehow. I'm worried she's going to do something stupid. If she comes in here, whatever you do, do not give her anything dangerous. I want to give her a keepsake to let her know she is still loved. I've seen people gifting one another wooden totems, but I don't know what they're called. So this probably is something that we've already discovered. Binding seed? No, that's guilt and shame. That's no good. Selenic totem? I can't remember now. No. The goat again? Horn shackle? That's probably it. Commonly totems of some kind. Yeah. I think that's it. I think... Am I sure it's the Selenic token? Well, where is it? I can't remember where it was. Selenic totem. It is a Selenic totem. Okay. Take this hoot hoot. Thank you. I also wanted to tell you that Mr. Hungerford has responded well despite the pain he must in. I put him through the ringer with that witch's finger. I'm hopeful that he will come around soon. Aha! So we did something good. Those silly sods at Calgarth Hall wouldn't let me in to look around. Seems I've upset the little lord who lives there at some point in the past. Allegedly, I refused to perform an exorcism on his haunted house. He doesn't like my suggestion that it might be the local kids playing pranks on him because he's a mean old git. I'm not so easily put off, though. Do you have a Tenebrine cloak I could use this evening? And Thaco is here. I've got some snooping to do. Hello, Thaco. Thaco wants attention. I've been ignoring him. Tenebrine cloak. Yeah, I think he wants to go out. It's a little late for that, though. Upon activation, a Tenebrine cloak can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness that will cloak all within its reach. A single stone set in bronze gives power to these totems. A single stone... I don't think this is it. It is bronze. This is stone. This is bronze. Turquoise gemstone. Check the Wiccan symbols. Let me investigate this further here. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. It is a single stone set in bronze. That's all it said. I'm gonna go with it. Bummer. Gold. It's not kitty cat. What is this? Wood. Single stone set in bronze. Gold. That's bronze. That's bronze. Don't you think? You don't think that's it? It's the only other thing that's made of bronze that has a gemstone in it that I have that's not already identified. That one had to do with weather, yes, I agree. You're right, but I don't see anything else that's made out of bronze. Tin. That's gold. That's bronze. A single stone set in bronze gives power to these totems. So you think it's this? I'll wait. Yep, you're right. I would have chosen this for sure. I bumped into Eli at the station yesterday before he left for Oxford. His train was late, so we had a brief chat, and suddenly he remembered something he wanted to tell you. I told him I'd pass on the message. In other news, I've got a little something for you if you're interested. It's going to cost you, but it's worth it. A map of the catacombs. Another map? All I'm asking for in return is the Valence. I've already found the... I'm way ahead of you, Eli. The holes in a Valent are of roughly equal size and spacing. They are used by the adventurers to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. The holes in a Valent are of roughly equal size and spacing. Holes of a Valent. That's got holes. This has holes too. Warm, cool. Warm, cool. This has holes. Lots of holes, in fact. If I was going to use something to navigate on a map, however, because this is what it seems to indicate is a map. Ooh, I don't know about this one. Roughly equal size and spacing. I think it's this, but I'm rushing a bit. I know that. Touch the pendant with the holes. This one? Weathered. We have the gray floating rock, the gem rock thing, and the gold talisman. Yeah, yeah. I keep opening this book, damn it. I want this book. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. Okay. It's rough and pitted. Wonder if this opens. Doesn't seem to open. This doesn't have holes in it. This does. I don't see anything about a pulse, though. It's not that. I'm gonna guess this. And I would guess wrong. I'm about to die, I think. Let's check the book one more time. Okay. The holes of a valence are roughly equal size and spacing. They're used by the adventurers to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. I don't have anything that does that. I just don't. The gray floaty makes most sense. Has nothing to remark on. We'll use inner perception. doesn't smell like anything. It's rough and pitted. It doesn't pulse or anything. Cool and warm. Silver. I don't think it's this. I just don't think it is. I don't know. I'm stumped. That was it. On closer inspection, I am able to feel the energy concentrated at its tip. You are? It vibrates with energy. Oh my god. How was I supposed to get that? Oh. It's a floating dildo is what it is. Yep, I got the catacombs now. Oi. But I don't have any... Sorry, don't have any clues to go with it. I'm near death, blind lady. What have you done to me? I wish I'd never come to this shop. I have peeled back the curtain and found a world of darkness and despair. My blind eyes are more open than yours have ever been. The old gods reach out through the tall stones, but we have forgotten their names and their tongue. Something stirs their slumber. They want something from us. I wish I'd never come here, and yet I feel more alive than I have in a long time. I will let you know if I see more with the spirit eye. Well, thanks for stopping by. I feel like I'm going crazy here. I know who's behind all this madness, all the people with the pitch black eyes, but nobody's listening to me. I've seen it happen before. 7 years ago, my father died the same way. Well, since nobody will listen, I'm going to take care of it myself. A Corvin's might, please, and I'll be on my way. Okay, was I not supposed to give her what she wanted? Was the last lady who came in... I can't remember who it was now. Grace. Let's look it up. Worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy, they share the design of a shadow catcher. Shadow catcher, shadow hold. So I could give her this to calm her down. Or give her Corvin's Might. Is an assassin's tool that makes use of Wixic power. When the warrior queen Corvin was surrounded and close to a defeat, the gift came from an unlikely source. With it, she turned the tide of battle and was the legend of the Bloody Queen was born. So she wants a buff potion. or something like that. She wants something to boost her power, attack power. Or I could give her something to calm the fuck down. Is this the Shadow Pact thing? This was the Shadow Hold. But I don't see anything that matches that design. I want to calm her down. I don't want her going kill crazy here. Could this be it? The pendant? This? You think so? I guess if you turn it slightly, if you turn it on its edge, then yeah. My heart feels lighter. I think Andy's right. We are barely surviving this day. Don't insult me, Thaumaturge. This isn't some depression that can be cured with little trinkets. I will get a hold of Corvin's might. Okay, bye. We survived. Yeah, good luck finding it somewhere else, lady. We're the only weird artifact shop in town. That's a dildo. I'm seeing dildos everywhere. Okay, I'm guessing that is this. This one? They all kind of share that shape. Like, this one looks like that too. I don't think it's that one. I think it might be that one. I squeeze through a partially collapsed passageway and emerge in a small chamber. Glinting in the flickering torchlight, I catch sight of a pendant draped across an old gravestone. That was 50-50. Could have gone either way. So I just steal from the grave. That's good. Oh, our health is maxed out again. Good. My awakening ceremony takes place at the convent tomorrow. I will need a talon. An Emphesian talon. The League of the Emphesian Heart use these items as part of its grim initiation rite. They guard their secrets closely, but it is said they worship the ancient nameless gods, communicating with them via the broken path. Acolytes must press the tip of a talon hard against their cheekbone to the point of drawing blood. They perform this act nightly for 49 days. 7 sevens after which the scar will forever mark them. It's the fingers. Good luck with your cult. Bye. Hey, the cat's gone. Hooray! Stupid cat. Where's Jupiter today? I always look forward to coming in to say hello to him. He's gone. I kicked him out. Keep coming back to this series of sketches. Does this mean anything to you? Could it relate to the plinths? Sure. Plinths. I'm guessing this is a puzzle I need to solve. It's nothing to do with this, I don't think. It would be pretty obvious to me, I think, if it were here. And I don't see any plinths here. I don't see anything that matches that. This is another shop puzzle, you think? Yeah. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 missing tiles here. Oh, I can analyze these. Wood. Engraved detailing. I don't see any curly Q symbols like the ones on that paper. I just don't see anything like that. Except here? I don't think so. Again, stumped on this one. I wonder if this is something we can solve right now. Something by a diachronic seal, something object made from silver, faces the diachronic field. That's nothing we can... I don't think we can solve this yet. Yeah, I don't think so. I have had to stop using the witch's finger on Jack Hungerford. I'm worried it might end up killing him. I believe it's helped somewhat, but it still hasn't been enough to lift him from this curse. I'll take that meter for myself. I need to get my thoughts in order. I think this is it. It isn't? Well, shit on me. That's what I get for labeling things prematurely. It looked like this. Amether is a thaumaturge is linked to the inner mind. A hot tea made from the Dranthian plant is drunk from them, taking on different properties depending on the type of amether. This type of use in a meditative state. There's another cup with 3 handles, somebody says. This one, but it has stones on it. I think it would remark on it if it had stones. It didn't have any stones in the picture. And it didn't look as fancy. Mether, restful mether. You really think so? I mean, it looks like it's... Huh. It's embedded several iolite gemstone stones of peace, which hint at its ability to induce a meditative state. Bullshit. It doesn't look anything like the picture. I call bullshit. Thank you, Big Jack Films. As Arnold would say, bullshit. Did you find that thing? I've come back for that Corvin's Might, and I'm not taking no for an answer this time. I want a Corvin's Might. Either you give it to me or you never see your cat again. Lady, don't threaten me with a good time. Take it to the woods behind Calgarth. Do I care enough about the cat to see it's... I don't care about the cat. I just don't. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think I've been cursed. 2 weeks ago, I was quietly minding my own business in the guilty realm when a stranger came up to me. He handed me a book titled The Changes of Dr. Learmonth before leaving. Something about it intrigued me enough to take it home with me. Ever since I read the first page, I've been having terrible nightmares and they're getting worse. I spoke to Dr. Robinson and she sent me here. Huh? Terrible nightmares, eh? Shadowhold? Check the curses book. Feels they're choking, burning from the inside out. Poison of the mind. Noctic sight. Those suffering from this curse speak of increasingly vivid nightmares. Noctic sight. Okay. Noctic. Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of Hobsphere and Noctic sight. These take the form of a comforting guardian. Moonstone Guardian. Yep. This is their way of guilting me into saving the cat, isn't it? I'm not saving the cat. There's not much that can unsettle me these days, but I found something at Calgarth Hall that I wish I'd rather had. In the cellar where they found those two poor girls, I came across a bubbling black mess that it was oozing from the rock itself. It seems there's a sickness in Undermere. It's in the earth and the water, and it's spreading. I suppose it falls on me to find out where it's coming from. I'm just a shopkeeper, lady. It's underground, then. Underground's where I'll start. See if I can find anything in the catacombs. I realize now that I've been a little careless. I've been getting headaches. I wouldn't go into the catacombs without a sextrum. Protects against insanity in all its forms. I know what that is. Scored that one in record time. Okay, if I'm gonna save the cat, I gotta do it now. And I'm not going to. I can't sleep knowing that that awful woman has Jupiter. I must do something. No. 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 Don't but thou must me. Calgarth. Where's fucking Calgarth Hall? 25. That's close enough, says a voice from the shadows. Give me the Corvin's might and I'll return your cat. I peer into the gloom, but I can't see anyone amongst the trees. I hesitate. Should I give her what she wants? I should give her what she wants, but then again, I'm a thaumaturge. I don't always have to do what people want. Perhaps there's a better way to find out where Jupiter is. Diverging hook. Well, you didn't tell me I could con her. A diverging hook is a way to carve the thoughts from the mind of another. If done with skill, the third party may have no realization the thought was ever there at all, but it is all too easy to leave a mind in disarray. Ooh, I could mind purge somebody. Mind crush. They have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thaumic branches. This? Or this? 3 thaumic branches. I could look up the gemstones, but that would be too easy. Noctic, Wixic. Okay, so that's 2 of them. So Onyx, Topaz. And Mentic? I have to check this. Check this one. Wait. Wait. Each of the single jumps on for each of the 3 thaumic branches. All right. Selenic or Dradic? This is hard. All right. It's one of these 2. I could just guess. It's the end of the day. So I'm gonna guess this. Diverging hook. I guessed right. I focus my attention on the diverging hook, searching the woman's mind hurriedly for any thought relating to Jupiter. It doesn't take her long for her to realize something is wrong. She steps out of the shadows with an enraged look on her face and lunges at me, causing me to slice wildly with a diverging hook. Her feelings of anger flow through the hook into me and scatter. She stumbles forwards, confused now, and I try again, this time latching onto a swirling image of Jupiter's face, and I cut once more. I learn instantly that Jupiter is safely stowed aboard the Merry Belle, and I back away uncertainly, feeling a complex mixture of anger and pity at the now placid woman in front of me. I mind-crushed her! The Merry Belle, you say? 23. The Merry Belle's an old paddle steamer that hasn't been working in condition for many years. There's nobody aboard, or nobody that can see at least, so I can climb over the railing and start peering through grimy windows. As I approach the far side of the boat, I hear a desperate crying coming from behind a windowless door. I try the handle and it opens to reveal an unimpressed cat with mismatched eyes. Jupiter. He springs from his prison into my arms. I hold him tight to my chest and he rubs my chin with the back of his head, purring with delight. Whatever. It wasn't my call. Below a moon that does not shine, there is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark but not alone, my neighbor bears a cross of stone. That's a catacombs clue. There is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark but not alone. My neighbor bears a cross of stone. Below a moon, there's a cross here. There's no mark upon this shrine. And there is a cross there. There's a moon here. Manny was right. I find the blank tombstone without much trouble, but there is nothing else here. Feeling foolish, I begin to make my way back to the surface when suddenly I see it, tucked away in a natural crack in the rock wall. A stone totem. This is what I came for. What are you looking at? I have traveled a long way searching for an eye of the forest. I have read stories of the Dreyer of old who would hunt in partnership with an eagle, seeing what they see soaring on the wind. I intend to rekindle this lost custom. Perhaps you know something about it. Eye of Cernunnos. Didn't I have that identified already? Could have sworn I had that identified already. Voice of Cernunnos. Known as the Eyes of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Cernunnos himself must have wielded an eye. Eyes of Cernunnos are hard to come by. They are powerful and should not be used carelessly. Eye. That's an eye. No, it is not the eye. There's eyes in the forest here. We are given nothing to go on here. Anchor between body and mind. A fourth eye, a stone of sight. There's a symbol here of the moon. That is kind of cryptic there. That was not cool. Thank you for the help. I was expecting to talk with Verona Green this morning, but she wasn't at home. Unusual for her. Hope she's okay. If you can spare the time, we'd appreciate your help. There's something unusual in our house. You can't miss us. We're the only detached house on Ruskin. Okay. Ruskin. Where is that? Ruskin Street. Only detached house in Ruskin. Okay. I'm greeted by a tired-looking middle-aged woman who immediately offers me tea. I gratefully accept, enjoying the social ritual before we meander towards the point of my visit. She leads me up the stairs and into the attic. A single small window does little to dispel the gloom, but our eyes slowly adjust. Then we hear the voices. At first I think it's the house creaking in the wind. Soft murmuring groans that seem to come from the walls themselves, but then I start to feel as though a conversation happening. Too quiet to make any sense of. What was that thing that helped us with the hearing? I can't remember. No, the bat was eyesight. Hearing charm? You're right. With the hearing charm, I suddenly find myself able to pick up every small sound without difficulty. The whispered voices become clearer, and my heart beats faster as I hear what they're saying. They are discussing a section of the wall where some of the bricks are loose. Carefully, I pull them away to reveal a small cavity. Inside, to my horror, is a human skull. Its dark eyes staring lifelessly back at me. At the insistence of the voices, I reach inside the cavity and my hand closes around an unusual-looking item. Immediately, the voices fall silent, and my heightened senses are left with the whooshing drumbeat of the blood being pumped around my body. Green moons! Yellow clovers! My father's sword has a space in the hilt where a shimmer would go, but he sold it to buy whiskey a long time ago. For whatever reason, he never did sell the sword itself. I wanted to restore it to its former glory. Shimmer. These belong to a series of objects that were designed to slot into armor or weaponry. Wow, thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. They induce calm rage in the face of the unimaginable horrors of battle, allowing the bearer to stay one step ahead. The Knight of Thorns famously wore a shimmer on his chest plate, but it didn't save him from being slain in the Battle of Sutherfell of 1356. Looks like armor worn by the Knight of Thorns. I'm looking for something that looks like triangular. This pendant would fit in the slot shown in the sketch. The topaz and obsidian gemstones hit had calm rage. Okay. Sure it does. I work at the steel mill in Keswick, and I don't think there's one of us hasn't suffered a nasty burn. Do you have anything that can protect against that sort of thing? Huh? Protect against a burn, you say? What do I look for? I don't think I do have anything that looks... Curses book? Curses book. Burning blood. There's nothing under cold. Nothing under heat. Elva stone. Elva stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. A stone of water. Aquamarine? Hard and cool. Ethereal Key, Fortnance, Lime Siphon, Morgan's Folly, Resonance Compass, Shin, Spirit Vault. Cold and smooth. This is a shield. I mean, I don't know. Looks like a shield. We have to have something to go on here. There's... Cool. Warm, cool. Amber. Diurnic. Sunstone, fire and light, heat and life. What else is there? There's... Black. Onyx. Or obsidian, a stone of fire and fury, black volcanic glass, onyx, stone of the night and darkness. I don't know. I'm going with it. Ooh. Cyrene Ward. It features a basilisk scale, and the amber and obsidian gemstones hit it connection to fire. We got lucky there. Thanks. My wife will be relieved. I found this down the side of the counter here while I was waiting. Don't know if it's anything important or not. Oh, hey, thank you. So we got these 4 things here. Hey, I did it! I did it! Nice. On the very first try, no less. Yeah. Yeah. Object made from silver faces a dynamic field. So what do we do with that? Maybe put items on it, he says. Okay. So 3. This is the sine wave. But we have so many items to go through. I don't think we can solve this yet. I'm gonna remember this though. I'm gonna put this here. Judgment is coming. We worship the warrior not out of love, but because he is powerful, because he demands our fear. What use is a god that you are not afraid of? Those of us who have read Holgar's teachings have known about the prophecy for a long time, and now the casket will finally be opened. It contains his final lesson for those who will not kneel. It contains his retribution against the sinful. It contains his divine rage. My preparations are underway to celebrate his wrath and prove our devotion. For now, a veiled fen is all I require. A veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. They can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. It is brightly colored in the light, but clouds over after a period in the darkness. Brightly colored in the light. This is brightly colored. This emits light. See? I mean, that's darkness, isn't it? That did not cloud over in darkness. Aha! Aha! Ha ha ha! Finally, we know what the eyeball is. Okay. And with that, I think I'm going to end things for the night. This is a fun game. I like it a lot. So I'd like to thank everyone for showing up. I'd like to thank the mods for modding. And I'd like to thank everyone for all the help, because you did help. Couldn't have done it without you. I think we'll finish this another night. It's good to be back. So yeah, I think I'll see you guys next time. Have fun.